and welcome back to my channel. You're thinking it, I'm saying it, where we talk about everything under the sun and tie it back to God. My name's Adeswa, and let's get started. Today's episode is called The Tongue and Watching Your Mouth. I was doing my Bible study, and this is the verse that stuck out to me so much that I was like, ooh, God, you just... God said, this is for you, my daughter. James 3:9-10 says, sometimes it praises our Lord and our Father, and sometimes it curses those who have been made in the image of God. And so blessing and cursing come pouring out of the same mouth. Surely, my brothers and sisters, that is not right. God said, how you go bless and worship my holy name and then go and curse the same people that are made in my image? It's not right. Those two things don't go together. And when I read that, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh. And it's like, truthfully, that's baffling. We can't be doing that. You mean to tell me I will sit and do my Bible study, do my quiet time with God, praising and worshiping God's holy name, and then I'll be driving and somebody irritates me and I start cursing them out, saying that you're ugly, you're this, you're that. It's like, wow. That's not okay. That's not okay at all. We do need to watch what we say, because everyone knows the verse, the power of life and death lies in the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. The tongue can bring life or death. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences. Sometimes it's okay to just be quiet. Because your tongue can cause you to sin. Your tongue can cause you to curse people. Your tongue can cause you to do a lot of things you did not want to do or say. A lot of times, when you get upset, it's okay to just shh and be in your corner and be by yourself. You don't have to always have a response. I'm saying this for myself as well. Sometimes when I'm like, maybe I'm debating with somebody and they say something that I don't like, and then the first thing that comes, you want to say something negative or something bad about them, instead of you just saying, you know, I understand, and I feel like this debate is not going anywhere, so let's put a pin in it. Simple. And if they decide they still want to argue, sometimes you could just walk away. That's your best thing you could do. Walk away from them, instead of you to use your mouth to say something you know you don't mean. And that's also when you get upset. Because I know for me, sometimes when I get upset, I say that, like, if I'm really, really upset to the point where, like, it's bad, sometimes I just want to say the first thing that comes to my mouth, and in that moment, I won't care if it hurts your feelings or not. But I have learned that that's not the way to go. Sometimes it's better to just be quiet and go pray. And that's what I've been learning to do, to go sit in my corner and go pray, instead of saying what I wanted to say to that person. Because a lot of the times people do make me upset. And I just started to be quiet. They're like, yeah, that's what I thought. It's like, Lord, you are so good. So good. Because I know I want to say something. And I've said that before out loud. I was like, it's better for me to just be quiet than me to say anything, because I'd rather just stay quiet and keep my job, or I'd rather stay quiet and keep my friendship than open my... And I let myself calm down and be like, hey, I did not appreciate that you said this, this, and this to me. It did hurt my feelings. Or sometimes I just drop it and put it in God's hands 125% and just move. We should not be joking about serious things. And I know a lot of times, sometimes people are so desensitized to certain things that they just make, like, backhanded, awful jokes. And in the moment, it's like, oh, okay, whatever. But when you really think about it, it's like, that's not funny. Like, you can't make jokes about things, like, serious things. And I know a lot of us do make jokes like, oh my gosh, because I'm not going to say those things, because, I would never say those things. But I will say that a lot of the times that we need to learn how to tame our tongues. And Proverbs 21 verse 23 says that. It says, watch your tongue and keep your mouth shut. You will stay out of trouble. Our mouths can get us in trouble, because sometimes you might start thinking out loud about something, or you see something like, I don't like that dress. And it's not that you're talking about the person specifically. It could just be the dress. It could just be the shirt, the shoes, whatever. But sometimes, keep your mouth shut. It's okay not to say anything. Your mouth will get you in trouble. And I remember as kids, people used to say that to people all the time. I used to hear that, like, your mouth will get you in trouble. And it's like, if you have a smart mouth, if you have a sharp tongue, your mouth will get you in trouble. And a lot of times people cash it, like, I don't know the saying. Write a check you can't cash. Write a check you can't cash. A lot of times people will say things and then either they don't mean it, they don't stick to it. Because look, if you're going to say something, say it with your full chest. Don't say it with your full chest, please. But just remember, your tongue will cause consequences for you. And you know what consequences are? Bad ones. Because you could be sitting there and talking to people and you say something and somebody decides to deck you. That's your fault. Sometimes it's okay to just zip it and move on. We do need to watch what we say, and not just to other people, but to ourselves as well. Because sometimes you'll be like, oh, I don't look good, or I don't feel like, no, speak life, speak positivity into yourself. Don't speak negativity, because your spirit does not know the difference whether you're joking or you're being serious. You need to always speak positivity. If you're not feeling good, just say, I momentarily was not feeling good, or something along those lines. But don't say, oh my gosh, I'm sick. You're not sick. You're just temporarily, have a cough. Say something like that. I always try to do that as well for myself. And I don't make these videos just that I don't take my own advice. I do take my own advice. I do sometimes. I'll be like, I shouldn't say that because that's speaking negatively. I try not to speak negatively over anybody. I don't care who you are, what maybe you've done, so you have offended me, whatever the case may be. I will never speak negatively about myself or about other people. Yes, there are people who do make me upset, and yes, there are people that sometimes I want to say things to you, but I know that that's not godly and that's not Christ-like, because we all are trying to be Christ-like. So you can't, be speaking negatively upon somebody and you still want to be Christ-like. Please, just as James, the book of James just said it. Please, you cannot be cursing your brothers and sisters and then go back and still praise God's name. It makes no sense. That's like going to church on Sunday, praising God, worshiping God, and as soon as service is over, you tell somebody, oh, you're ugly. Or you're dumb. Like, you was just in church, raising your hand, praising God's name. And then, no, you're not even out of the church parking lot. You're calling somebody ugly. Let's be serious with ourselves, please. Like, are you okay? Even driving too. I know people be making us so mad on the road. Trust and believe me, in Texas, the people make me so upset driving. But what I do is I always say, I hope you have a blessed day. It's better than me saying what I want to say, but I just say, Lord, I pray they have a blessed day. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And I always say, I pray you get to your destination safely, especially the people that are bobbing and weaving through traffic. I always say, I pray they get to their destination safely. Because, of course, yes, I'm upset that you just cut me off, but I wouldn't want you to get into a car accident. Regardless of who you are, I would never want anyone to get into a car accident. Regardless of who you are, I would never want anything bad to happen to anybody. The most I'd be like, I hope you step on a Lego. Because stepping on Legos hurts. It does. But I would never wish harm upon anybody, because sometimes it backfires on you. The same thing that you're saying to that person is going to, because I have stepped on a Lego actually before, and it wasn't fun at all whatsoever. Like, or when you ever been riding a scooter as a kid and it hits that little bone on your ankle, ooh, it hurts so bad. But I would never wish that upon anybody because it hurts so bad. You don't want to have a potty mouth. You don't want to have a bad mouth. And this is for men and women. I feel like people always think that there's a difference. No, men and women. It's not ladylike to speak like that. It's not Christ-like to speak like that. What do you mean? Stop always. I feel like that. Ooh, that's going to be another video. But it's not Christ-like to have a potty mouth. And that includes cussing. And that also includes gossiping. A lot of us do it. I'm guilty of doing that, and I'm working on that as well. But that includes gossiping. If it has nothing to do with you, if it's not affecting you, if you are not in the story yourself, you're gossiping. Me, sometimes I'll be telling somebody, oh yeah, I went out with so-and-so friend and we did this, and this. That's not gossiping, because that's you talking about yourself and what you did with your friend. Now, if I simply said, oh yeah, my friend told me that she did this and this and that, and you're gossiping. You're gossiping. Watch your mouth. It has nothing to do with you. Don't talk about it. Plain and simply. If I'm telling my friend, oh, I want to get my sister this for her birthday and I want to do this, like, what are your ideas? That's not gossiping. That's asking for ideas. But if I'm saying like, oh yeah, my friend did this and my cousin was doing this and her sister was doing this, you're gossiping. Stop it. Why can't we talk about like ideas, talk about books? No, you want to sit there and talk about other people. You should be ashamed of yourself. I said what I said. And I said this to myself too, truth be told, because what is gossiping really doing for you? Like, can somebody explain to me, like, what is it doing for you? Nothing. It's not adding to your life. It's not adding any value, it's not adding anything to your life, truthfully. We need to all watch our tongues quickly. Your tongue will lead you to problems if you don't watch it. And I'm also working on that to not cuss, because cussing is just not cute at all. Like when you're younger and you start cussing and stuff like that, it's like, oh yeah, you're so cool, you cuss. But the older I get, the more I'm just like, why did I think it was cool to cuss? I think about that a lot when I was in like middle school and I used to just be cussing up a storm. But mind you, I was doing this only at school. At home, of course, I wasn't cussing because my Nigerian parents would backhand slap me real quick. But at school, oh, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was cussing up a storm. Mind you, I was like maybe like what? I was in middle school, like 11, 12 years old, cussing up a storm. And I was just be like, Des, respect yourself. Like, what are you doing? We just all need to watch our mouths. And I pray that God helps all of us to watch our mouths and speak life and not death into everybody. That is the end of this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.